Hi guys, I'm Gasha. Welcome to the channel and welcome as always to our coffee time to discuss horror and movies. And today I'm here to talk to you about Cocaine Bear.
It's coffee time.
So last week on Monday I went to watch Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and that same week Friday I went to see Cocaine Bear. And it was a really interesting week for me because those are two movies that I did not expect to see in the cinema at all. Mostly because even though I knew they were coming, you know, Winnie the Pooh is a concept that I never would think I would see as a horror movie. And even though the movie was not supposed to be a comedy per se, it ended up being fun, like a hilarious comedy at the end of the day. And Cocaine Bear was on purpose made a horror comedy. But I just never thought somebody would take that story and turn it into a horror comedy. But anyways, today we're here to talk about Cocaine Bear, what I thought of it, if I recommend it to you guys, and everything as always here, spoiler free. Former actress Elizabeth Banks is bringing us her third feature film, Cocaine Bear. So she has directed and produced the film, and it is a horror comedy that just came out this year, 2023, and is currently in the theaters for everybody to go and enjoy and have a blast. It is loosely inspired on the true story of a black bear in America that did ingest tons of cocaine in 1985 after he found them. The only sad part about the story is that obviously the bear died. They found him dead because he had consumed all of this cocaine. So it is interesting that somebody took that, you know, real event and decided to turn it into a horror film. But in this one, you know, it is a nicer outcome. When the bear gets the cocaine, the bear doesn't automatically die, but he just gets high. After a 500-pound black bear consumes a significant amount of cocaine and embarks on a drug-fueled rampage, an eccentric gathering of cops, criminals, tourists, and teenagers assemble in a Georgia forest. And one of the things that I really like about the plot and basically the movie of Cocaine Bear is that the movie knows what it's supposed to do. The movie knows what you're going to the movies for. You're going to see a bear high on cocaine on a killing spree. And that is kind of what you're gonna get in this film. We are in the mid-80s and Cocaine Bear starts with a guy on a plane that starts to drop down cocaine bags because the plane is going down, so he's desperately trying to get rid of the cocaine bags. And then his thought is, I'll come back later and collect them because I know when I'm dropping them. So that's how the movie starts. But obviously things don't go as expected, and a bear that lives in this park where the cocaine bags were dropped finds them and gets high on cocaine. So we have such a wide variety of characters here. We have, of course, the people that are going to try to go and collect the bags of drug because they are the dealers that are trying to get back their merchandise. We also have the people that work in this park. We have the park ranger, which was one of my favorite characters, and we have a wildlife specialist that works in the park, you know, to make sure that everything is good in the park and the animals are good. Then we have a bunch of teenagers, kind of misfits, and we have a single mother looking for her 13-year-old daughter that decided to go with her best friend to the park because they wanted to see the falls. So it is like a wide variety of characters. And we also have a police officer trying to catch the drug dealers that are going to collect the drugs that were dropped. So the policeman was also one of my favorite characters. I absolutely loved him. So this is a wide variety of characters, which did bring a lot of interesting moments to the film because there was always something going on with one character or the other. So that helped a lot with the pacing for the most part of the film. And it also gave us the opportunity to see different stories, and they all, one way or another, at some point in the film did encounter the bear. Screenwriter Jimmy Warden took the original story, which is that, you know, 175 pounds of cocaine were dropped in that forest, and then a black bear consumed it. So that's basically where the inspiration came from for this film. But as I've mentioned before, sadly in the real story the bear did die, and of course, you know, that would have made this movie really short. So they decided that what if the bear sniffed a little bit of the cocaine and then she went on a killing spree because she was just plain high. And on top of that, not only is the bear high, she is addicted to cocaine now, so she's gonna do everything she can to access all of the bags spread throughout this forest. And obviously the people that come in contact with the bear, she's not gonna care, she just wants her cocaine. One of the best things of Cocaine Bear is the look of the creature itself, which was surprisingly kind of high-tech for such a silly, cheesy movie. And she was brought to life through a motion capture performance by stuntman Alan Henry and CGI from the legendary New Zealand house Weta FX. And most of the movie is centered around the bear and, you know, the jokes about the cocaine and everything, but there are also a lot of moments where the movie is trying to be a little bit more serious, where the pace slows down a little bit and we are getting to know some of the characters a little bit deeper. And those moments, you know, they risk to lag a little bit because what people really actually want to see is just fun action in the bear. So some of the moments might have been pushed a little bit to the limit, they might have lagged just a little bit, but there is also a big introduction to everything until the action really kicks off. But when it starts, I have to admit there were a lot of funny parts in the story. I felt like the score and the costumes and everything made it perfect for an 80s vibe comedy. There were many songs from the 80s. I felt some songs were really good, like chosen for the moment, and the clothing and everything, you know, what you would expect for a cheesy, fun, silly movie from the 80s. So I felt like they did a really good job with that. Now, when it comes to the jokes, most of them didn't 100% work for me, but as I've always said before, horror comedies, or you know, comedies in general, don't tend to work for me. It has to be something really specific for me to really have a laugh. I did find like 2 or 3 of the jokes funny, but I have to admit the audience with me in the room was laughing a lot more than I was. So I feel like it does work in general. It's just for me, I'm not maybe the audience for this type of humor. Now the horror, I did enjoy that part because it was quite gory, intense, fun, in your face blood splatter, like the type of thing that I want to see in this kind of film. And the horror didn't come all from the bear. There was also like human mistakes that were made, let me put it that way. But I feel like they gave us a wide variety of death, types of killing, of dying, of being destroyed by the bear. And I loved all the gore. I loved to see it. I thought it was really well done. And like I said, there was a lot of fun elements of the gore. Those were some of my favorite jokes. But yeah, all in all, I felt like the horror really did work, because with this type of movie, what you want to see is gore. You want to see blood and guts being spilled. At the end of the day, I decided to give this movie a 2.5 out of 5. I felt like I really enjoyed it for what it was, and I felt like the movie was really self-aware of what it had to do, and it delivered exactly that. I probably didn't love it as much as other people have, because like I said, it was just not all the time my type of humor, but I think it's a very solid, good horror comedy, to be honest. And I feel like you're gonna have a great experience with this one, especially if you watch it in a cinema full of people, if you watch it with friends. That is the type of movie that this is. It's best watched with friends and with other people. So what you can expect from this one is a very 80s vibe cheesy film with oddball characters that bring the comedy into the film, and obviously the bear. But yeah, that's all you can expect from this one. So just to have fun, have a laugh, but it's actually a lot of fun to watch with other people and just enjoy the bear going on a rampage. Alright guys, so this was my spoiler-free review for the film. I hope that you enjoyed the review. If you've watched the movie, let me know what you thought down below. I feel like it was a lot of fun overall, so I'm curious to see what you guys thought of it. Thank you guys as always so much for watching, and I hope to see you all in our next coffee time. Bye!